Hey everyone, these are the Solving One-Step Equations Guide and Notes. Let's get started. An equation is a statement that two expressions are equal. The equal sign means is the same as. We can think of an equation like a scale. If both sides of the equal sign are the same, then the equation is balanced. So let's look at this scale right here. We have this point here in the middle, we have an equal sign, and then it asks us, the scale above represents an equation. Is the equation balanced? So on the left side we have 3, and on the right side we have 1 and 2, which is also 3. So yes, the equation is balanced. How do you know? Well, both sides equal 3. Write an equation represented by the blocks above. On the left side, we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals, on the right side, we have 1 plus 2. Now, let's look at this scale. It asks us, does the scale above represent a balanced equation? On the left side, we have 3. On the right side, we have 1 plus 7, which is 8. Therefore, this equation is not balanced. It would not balance on a scale. How do you know? The left side equals 3 and the right side equals 8. We want the equation represented above to be balanced. If x equals 9, would the equation be balanced? So if this was a 9, would this be balanced? No, because on the left side we'd have 1 plus 9, which was 10, and on the right side we have 8. If x equals 4, would the equation be balanced? So if this was a 4, would it be balanced? On the left side, we'd have 1 plus 4, which was 5, and the right side, we still have 8. That would not be balanced. If x equals 7, will the equation be balanced? So if this was 7, would this be balanced? The left side would equal 8, and the right side would equal 8. So yes, the equation would be balanced if x equals 7. Which of the following numbers will make the equation balanced? X equals 4, x equals 9, or x equals 12. So let's look up at our equation here. On the left side we have 12, on the right side we have 3 plus x. So if x equals 4, on the left side we have 12, on the right side we have 3 plus 4, which equals 7. That would not make the equation balanced. Let's look at 9. If x equals 9, on the left side 12, on the right side we have 3 plus 9, which should be 12. So the equation would be balanced. So my answer would be x equals 9. Let's look at this scale right here. It asks us how many y's are on the right side of the equation above, and we have 2 y's. If the value of y equals 5, is the equation balanced? So this would be 5 and this one would be 5. So on the left we would have 8. On the right, we'd have 5 plus 5, which is 10. So no, the equation would not be balanced if y equals 5. If the value of y equals 4, is the equation balanced? So if both of these were 4, then the left side would be 8 and the right side would be 4 plus 4, which is 8. So yes, the equation would be balanced if y equals 4. We are no longer going to draw our equations on scales, but the concept is the same. The equation needs to be balanced, meaning both sides have the same amount. Let's look at the equation x plus 2 equals 12. If x equals 8, would the equation be balanced? So if x was 8, then on the left side I would have 8 plus 2, which is 10. On the right side I would have 12. So no, the equation would not be balanced. If x equals 10, would the equation be balanced? So if we have a 10 there, then on the left side we have 10 plus 2, which is 12, and on the right side we have 12. So yes, if x equals 10, then the equation would be balanced. Now let's look at the equation 9 equals y minus 3. If y equals 15, would the equation be balanced? If this was 15, then the left side would be 9, and the right side would be 15 minus 3, which would be 12. So no, the equation would not be balanced because one is 9 and the other side is 12. If y equals 12, would the equation be balanced? So if 12 was right there, then the left side would be 9, and the right side is 12 minus 3, which is 9. So yes, the equation is balanced because they both would equal 9. Lastly, here is the equation 3x equals 18. Now just remember that 3x means you have 3 x's on that side, or 3 times x. If x equals 9, would the equation be balanced? So if we had a 9 right there, would it be balanced? Well, the left side would be 3 times 9, which is 27, and the right side is 18. So no, the equation would not be balanced if x equals 9. If x equals 6, would the equation be balanced? So if we have a 6 for x, then the left side would be 3 times 6, which is 18, and the right side is 18. So yes, the equation would be balanced if x equals 6. Practice. Determine which value from the given set is a solution to the equation. Prove your reasoning. My first equation says 4x equals 28. Remember, that means that there's 4 x's on that side, or 4 times x. My possible solutions are 5, 7, and 3. If I just go down the list, if x equals 5, 4 times 5 is 20, and that is not 28. So x equals 5 would not work. X equals 7. 7 times 4 is 28, so that one will work. I don't need to try 3, but I can. 4 times 3 is 12, and that's not 28. So my solution is x equals 7. 15 equals y plus 12. Let's substitute in a 3. So is 15 equal to 3 plus 12? 3 plus 12 is 15. So yes, that one would be it. It would not be 1 because 1 plus 12 is 13, and it would not be 5 because 5 plus 12 is 17. My solution is y equals 3. 23 minus y equals 15. So if I substitute in a 6, 23 minus 6 does not equal 15. That equals 17. What about if I put in a 7? 23 minus 7 equals 15, and that's not true either. 23 minus 7 equals 16. So y equals 8. 23 minus 8 does equal 15. So that is the solution. 33 equals 2x, or 2 times x. If I substitute in 16, 33 equals 2 times 16. That's not true. 2 times 16 equals 32. If I substitute in 16.5, 2 times 16.5 is 33. So that is my solution to the equation. Explain in your own words how to check if a solution is correct by using substitution. I can replace the variables with the value of the variable, simplify, and then check that both sides are the same. If they are the same, then it is a solution. If it's not the same, then it is not a solution. To solve an equation means to determine the value of the unknown variable. The variable is represented by a letter in an equation. So let's look at the equation right here of x plus 4 equals 22. The variable represented in the equation above, it's going to be this letter right here, x. The above equation has 3 terms. Circle all the terms. So a term is separated by the plus and minus signs. So we have one term here, and then one term here. So that is 3 terms. To solve an equation, you need to isolate the variable. That means that you want the variable alone on one side of the equal sign. You need to cancel out any terms that are on the same side as the variable. Before you actually solve the equation, let's revisit the analogy of an equation as a scale. So this is a scale of the equation x plus 4 equals 22. On the left side, we have x and 4. On the right side, we have 22. To isolate the variable, you need to take away the 4. So if I wanted to get the x all by itself, I need to get rid of this 4. Remember, this is a scale. If you just take away 4 from the left side, will the scale remain balanced? And no, it's not going to remain balanced if you just take away 4 from one side. To keep the scale balanced, you also need to take away 4 from the right side. To keep an equation balanced, you need to remember to do the same operations to both sides. If we have the equation below, we need to take 4 away from both sides. We can show take away 4 by subtracting 4, because take away is subtract, from both sides. Show this on the equation below. So we are going to subtract 4 from the left side and subtract 4 from the right side. That keeps the equation balanced. After you subtract 4 from both sides, notice that the variable is alone. So if I subtract 4 from both sides, 4 minus 4, that will give me 0 and cancel out. Now remaining on the left side, I have x. On the right side, I have 22 minus 4, which is 18. So now the equation reads x equals 18. Use substitution to check that you solve the equation correctly. So instead of x, that's going to say 18. So I'll have 18 plus 4 equals 22. And is that correct? 18 plus 4 is 22. So yes, I solved the equation correctly. Look at the equation below. The variable is, so here the variable is a y. Circle all the terms. So I have my 14, then I have my y, and then I have my 3. How can you cancel out the 3 term so that the y is alone? Well, it says y plus 3, so I need to take away 3 from both sides. Show this on the equation below. So we are going to subtract 3 from the right side and subtract it from the left side. 14 minus 3 is 11, and that equals y, because 3 minus 3 is 0, so I don't need to write plus 0. So now it says 11 equals y. This is the same as writing y equals 11. So 11 equals y and y equals 11 is the same. Use substitution to check that your equation was solved correctly. So my equation is 14 equals, instead of y, I'm going to write 11. 11 plus 3. Is that the same? Yeah. 11 plus 3 is 14, so I solved the equation correctly. Look at the equation below and circle all the terms. Make sure to include the sign in front of the terms. Okay, so let's circle the terms, and I didn't do this on the other ones, but we'll do it now. So we have an x, and then this one says minus 4. I'm just going to include that minus with the 4, and then equals 15. To isolate the variable, we need to get rid of this minus 4 on the left side. So to get rid of the minus 4, I am going to add 4 to both sides. So if I add 4 to the left side and I add 4 to the right side, minus 4 plus 4, that will cancel out and give me 0. So now my equation reads x equals 15 plus 4, which is 19. Use substitution to check your work. So instead of x minus 4 equals 15, I'm going to write 19 minus 4 equals 15. And 19 minus 4 does equal 15, so I did that correctly. Circle all the terms on the equation below. I have an 8, I have a y, and then minus 2. To isolate the variable, we need to cancel out this minus 2. We need this minus 2 to go away. To do this, we can add 2 to both sides. So minus 2 plus 2, that will cancel out and give me 0 and make my y by itself. 8 plus 2 equals 10, and that equals y. This is the same as y equals 10. Use substitution to check your work. So 8 equals y, which is 10 minus 2. And 8 does equal 10 minus 2, so I did it correctly. Notice that when you are adding a constant to the variable, you subtract to cancel out the constant. So here on the previous page, when it says add 4, I subtract 4 to cancel out. When you are subtracting a constant to the variable, you add to cancel out the constant. So like on this problem right here, it was subtracting 2, and so I add 2. Practice. Solve the following equations and substitute to check your work. X plus 8 equals 30. So to get rid of the 8, I'm going to subtract 8 from each side to keep it balanced. And now I have x plus 8 minus 8 cancels out. 30 minus 8 equals 22. So now my equation says x equals 22. And let's substitute to check my work. 22 plus 8 equals 30. And that is correct, so I solved it correctly. 21 equals y plus 14. I need to get rid of the plus 14. So I'm going to minus 14 from each side. 21 minus 14 equals 7 equals y. 14 minus 14 gives me 0. So 7 equals y is the same as y equals 7. Let's check my work. 21 equals 7 plus 14, and that is true, so I solved it correctly. X minus 5 equals 16. I always like to circle my terms so I can see them. I have an x minus 5 and a 16. I need the minus 5 to go away, so I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Now my equation reads x minus 5 plus 5 cancels out. X equals 16 plus 5, which is 21. So x equals 21. Let's check my work. 21 minus 5 equals 16. And that is true, so I solved it correctly. 30 equals y minus 8. Let's circle my terms. So I have 30, y, and minus 8. I need the minus 8 to go away, so I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So now it says 38 equals y. Minus 8 plus 8 will cancel out and give me 0. 38 equals y is the same as y equals 38. Let's check my work. 30 equals 38 minus 8, and that is true, so I solved it correctly. Now let's focus on what if you don't have one whole variable in the equations. For example, in the equation below, 2x equals 15. This equation says there are two x's that are the same as 15. To solve an equation, we want to know what one variable equals, not two. So in this case, to figure out one variable, we can divide both sides by 2. So here's 2x equals 15, but we want to know 1x. So we are going to divide both sides by 2. 2x divided by 2 gives me 1x. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Now the equation reads x equals 7.5. Use substitution to check your work. So 2 times 7.5 equals 15. And that is true, so I solved it correctly. 18 equals 3y. The equation above says 18 is the same as 3y's. To solve an equation, we want to know what one variable equals, not 3. So in this case, to figure out one variable, we can divide both sides by 3. 3y divided by 3, that will give me 1y, and that's what I want to know. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So now the equation reads 6 equals y, which is the same as y equals 6. Use substitution to check your work. So 18 equals 3y, or 3 times 6. And that is true, so I solved the equation correctly. Now we're going to do x divided by 2 equals 7. This equation says half an x, because this is x divided by 2, is the same as 7. To solve an equation, we want to know what one variable equals, not 1/2 of a variable. So in this case, to figure out one variable, we can multiply both sides by 2. Show this on the equation above. So now instead of half an x, we're going to multiply both sides by 2. So 2x divided by 2, this will cancel right here and just give me x equals 7 times 2, which is 14. So it says x equals 14. Use substitution to check your work. So instead of x divided by 2, we have 14 divided by 2 equals 7. And that is true, so I solved the equation correctly. 12 equals y divided by 3. The equation above says 12 is the same as 1/3 of a y. To solve an equation, we want to know what one variable equals, not 1/3 of a variable. So in this case, to figure out one variable, we can multiply both sides by 3. Show this on the equation above. I'm going to multiply this side by 3 and I'm going to multiply this side by 3. So 36, 12 times 3 equals 36. These will cancel and give me y. So now my equation reads 36 equals y, which is the same as y equals 36. Use substitution to check your work. So 12 equals 36 divided by 3, and that is true, so I solve correctly. Practice. Solve the following equations and substitute to check your work. 4x equals 50. So I want to know what 1x is, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4. This will cancel and I get x equals 50 divided by 4 is 12.5. Checking my works. 4 times 12.5, does that equal 50? And yes, it does, so I solved it correctly. 10 equals 0.2y, so I'm going to divide both sides by 0.2. 10 divided by 0.2 is 50. 0.2y divided by 0.2 gives me 1y. So it says 50 equals y, which is the same as y equals 50. Checking my work. Does 10 equal 2/10 times 50? And yes, it does. So I did it correctly. X divided by 6 equals 2.5. So to get 1x, I'm going to multiply each side by 6. 6x divided by 6 just gives me 1x. 2.5 times 6 gives me 15. So x equals 15. Let's substitute it to check. Is 15 divided by 6, is that equal to 2.5? Yes, it is. So I did the problem correctly. 2 equals y divided by 8. So I'm going to multiply each side by 8 to get 1y. 8 times 2 equals 16. This will cancel and give me 1y. 16 equals y is the same as y equals 16. Substitute to check my work. 2 equals 16 divided by 8. And that is correct, so I solved the equation correctly. All right, that's it for today. Thank you.